guys, I'm Gagasita. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this new review of the Flourish Palette by Ensley Reign. I feel that I needed to explain a little bit myself. So, you know, I'm trying to not do this channel all about the new news. As you know, in this moment, my financials will not let me buy everything I want, so I have to be really mindful when it comes to my spendings. And if I have to look into my makeup inventory, which I shared with you, you know, the last thing that I need is eyeshadows. But eyeshadows are the piece of my makeup routine that really it's closer and dear to my heart. So when I have to select what to buy, I tend to buy more eyeshadows than everything else. So this is why I brought Ensley Reign. And if you saw my makeup wish list, you know that something that I'm really feeling the urge to buy is more special shadows, because lately I felt in love with a lot of special shadows and I don't own a lot of them on my collection. The only single shadow brand that I own that makes special shades is Divina. So, you know, I have a lot of Divina, not all of them, of course, but I still feel the need to have more special shades. And Ensley Reign really come true when it comes to special shades. Ensley Reign, it's not only gives you special shades, but give you magnetic palettes too. So it's like you have the best of both worlds. You get the best of both worlds. I have to be honest with you, I collect many Ensley Reign eyeshadows because they give me everything that I want. They give me amazing mattes, they give me amazing shimmers, special shades. I feel that all the shadows in their palettes are specials, so I can really take one eyeshadow and combine it with my whole collection and build something that is perfect to me, and still I can have a color curated by them. In this order I brought, don't come for me, in this order I brought 5 Ensley Reign eyeshadows. I brought 3 from the Moon collections because one I already owned, and 2 of their palettes, which is the Flutter and the Flourish. But in today's video, the topic is gonna be the Flourish palette, and let's talk about it. And first of all, I am so glad to let you know that Ensley Reign are no longer doing the whole art in their palettes using artificial intelligence. It's not something that it's really, you know, I feel that I am one voice outside saying that it's not a big deal using AI art. I know if you're an artist, this could be a little bit closer to your heart, but AI arts are copyright free. They are easy to get whatever you want, and you don't have to hurt anyone's feelings. And I feel that it's easier to a brand by starting with AI generator art. So to me it isn't a big deal, but now they are no longer using only AI. This one was created by an artist, and then they just used AI to change the colors. You can see the art is the same, they only change the colors and of course the name of the palette. Something that I love, Ensley Reign always have the sleeve of the palette being the same of the palette, the same draw of the palette, and it's easy to take off and put in. So if you are a crazy person like I am, you can keep it on your collection without to throw it away, because it's easy to take off, you know, it doesn't take you too much time to take off. So I do really love this kind of packaging. And yeah, you have the ingredients in the back of the palette, and you can see you have all the ingredients. I have to be honest with you, the writing in this one is really small and hard to read. I could never read this thing here, but I'm pretty sure that if you have some kind of allergy, or if you're vegan, or if you have some kind of a concern when it comes to ingredients, you're gonna find a way to read it. I just feel that it's a really difficult. And in the back of the palette there isn't any ingredient wrote, so you have to keep this one. The packaging is this beautiful cardboard, and it has this writing that it's showing a little bit of holographic. It's really special, and the writing flourish as well as the writing in the palette. It's like a 3D effect on your finger. It's really cool. Of course, it comes with the thing to protect your shadows from the mirror, to protect your mirror from the shadow. It has a really nice mirror. And as I told you, the colors are all magnetic. All the shadows are magnetic. The only downside is that you don't have any name right in the back of the color. Sorry, it's really cool on both palettes. You have 6 special shimmery shades and 6 matte shades. This one goes from really light to really dark, and you have a lot of medium colors between, and you go light to dark in the matte spectrum of the palette. But when it comes to the shimmer parts, I will say that the colors are medium light. Maybe this one here you will consider medium dark. I don't know about your skin tone, but all these colors could work on my lid, and this one here I can even use on my inner corner. At least I think so. There are some kind of more neon leaning colors here. For example, this one here, it's a really neon leaning. And I will say that even though it's a really bright and fun and summery palette, you still have some neutrals in this region here that you can play a little bit more. The only thing that I don't like about this color story is that you only have one really deep matte colors, but this one here can go really well with pink and with purple, and of course with the orange. I don't know how it will work with the green. It doesn't really work like that. I will say that in this palette I will say that it's more of a warm-toned, bright palette with a pop of green. I will remember you that I am not, my first language isn't English, so please don't come for me if I say something wrong. I'm trying my best. English is not my first or my second language. It's something that I'm learning as I speak. So if I say something wrong, please let me know down below. I love when I can learn something new. But now let's swatch the palette. First shade, it's the shade Begonia, and I will describe this color to be a pastel yellow shade, and just from the swatch I can already tell you this one has a lot of white in the base. So it's a pastel, but it's still really beautiful, and it still shows on my skin. I love this kind of yellows, and somehow this kind of yellows are really hard to do, so brands pretty much never get it right. The next color is the shade Nectar, and this one was the shade that I was most excited to use it. It's like from pink to purple, and it has a lot of blue sparkles. It's a really unique multi-chrome. I promise you, I don't own a lot of them, but I always watch videos, and this one here seems to be really unique and fun. The next shade, it's another pastel shade, is the shade Flourish, which is the name of the palette, of course. Yeah, it's this beautiful yet extremely pastel shade. Really pretty, really pretty. I don't know, maybe this one here could work on my crease, at least I hope so. I don't know, I need to test it out. The next, the shade Buttercup Bliss, and the shade Buttercup Bliss, it's a yellow based multi-chrome that shifts orange, and it has some gold, it shifts orange, peachy pink, and it has a lot of gold and peachy sparkles. This one here, it's stunning, and I will consider this color to be like a spicy neutral. Is it just for me to consider with a spicy neutral? To me, this one here looks more of a spicy neutral. The next color, it's everything but neutral. It's a really bright green. It's the shade Petal Pop. And ooh, this one is poppy. I will, ooh. Have you seen the chunk? Okay, this was my fault because I rubbed my finger too hard.
That's what he said.
Okay, okay. So this is a really bright neon-y green shade, really beautiful. It's swatches, really pigmented. It's really beautiful. I can't wait to use it on my eyes. And the last color of the first row is gonna be the shade Sunbeam. And Sunbeam, it's yet another orangey shade, but this one here has more of a tealish chartreusey shift, and the base of this orange here, it's a little bit more of a peachy orange, and this one here, it's more of a bright orange base. But I promise you, they are completely different. They are really different. This one here gives me more tropical vibes, and this one here gives me more everyday orangey color, you know. Many people consider orange to be a neutral, so I will say this is a neutral orange shade. Okay, so the first color of the second row, it's another shimmery shade. This is the shade Dahlia Magic, and this shade is that shade, it's really soft when you touch it, and you will say that is not as shimmery as the other ones, but you're gonna be wrong. It's like a red that shifts coral pink that shifts to red. I don't know, I'm so confused. But this color is a stunner. The next color is shade Thistle. I don't know how to pronounce this. Sorry. Well, it's this bright pastel orchid shade. You can see it has a lot of purple, but you can still see it has a lot of white on the base. Now there is the only color that to me it kind of doesn't have sense in this palette, but I love the shade by itself. Just looking into it, I love it, but I don't feel that it has a lot of sense in this palette. Is the shade Golden Glow, which is this lilac base that shifts green and blue. It has almost this laser effect that on my camera I can only see green, but I promise you from my point of view I see blue. Then we have a really bright pink, which is the shade Pink Paradise. I will say that Pink Paradise looks like a neon pink shade, really stunning and pretty. I like this color so much. And we have the first neutral multi-chrome kind of shade, which is the shade Fairy Flutter. I will say that it's a neutral multi-chrome, and okay, it shifts from orange to gold to green, and it has a lot of sparkles and it feels really soft and chunky when you play with it. It's beautiful, beautiful. And the last color of this particular palette is this beautiful, I will say dual chrome matte. I call something a dual chrome matte, whatever. It's that kind of matte that when you put close to, it kind of changes based on where you put it close to. If I combine this one with purple, it will look more brown, but if I combine this with more of a orange, it will look more purple. It's a really, you know, it's one of those matte shades that is really easy to combine with. Let me show the color story. Okay, now it's time for the first impression look, but first of all, let me tell you what's going on my face. I only have my base on. I always use two primers. I like to start by using the Fenty Beauty Easy Drops. I like this one here a lot. This one is the glowy one. I like the way it looks on my skin. Under foundation, I feel that it just gives you a oomph without being too much. You know, to try to hide my pores, I used the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I like this one here a lot. As the foundation, I'm using my Makeup HD Skin. This one here is the original one, it's not the newer one, because I feel that this one here it's perfect for my skin, so I don't wanna risk with the glowy one. As concealer, I'm using the Born This Way. This one here from Too Faced was hyped a long time ago, but I still love it, and I still use mine, and if I need, I will still buy another one. As powder, I'm using my Sigma one. This one is in the shade Buttermilk. This one is the Soft Focus Setting Powder in the shade Buttermilk. It's a lot of names. As bronzer, I'm using my beloved Juvia's Place one. As blush, today as blush, I am combining two colors from this amazing palette here from Ensley. I'm combining this really deep dark plum shade more in the outer part of my face, and then this one here in a little bit more on the middle part of my face. I love to combine blushes. Lately I'm getting so much fun on doing this, it's ridiculous. And I don't own, and then I didn't place any highlighter because this blushes here are so freaking glowy, you don't need. Look at this. And on my lips, I'm wearing this liquid lipstick from Sephora. This one is a shade that I cannot read the name. I feel it's the shade the Rosewood of the shade 41, I think. I don't remember. It's 41 or 42. I don't know what I'm gonna do on my eyes, but let's freaking start. Come a little bit closer. This should be close enough, right? So let me put my hair in this ridiculous way, but it's not all over the place, right? So let's start. I'm gonna start my makeup by using an eyeshadow primer. I love this one here, P. Louise. Oh my god, I could not remember the name. And I'm gonna place this one here all over my lids. I like to blend my primers with a brush because I feel that in this way the primer is less oily, so it will not crease as easily. I like to put a little bit under my eye too. I'm gonna grab the shade Caligula. I wanna place this color in the outer part of my eyelid. Doing like this. Oh my god, I took too much eyeshadow. I have a little bit of fallout going on here. Now I'm bringing the same shade closer to my lower lash line. And as you can see, Ensley Reign Matte has this amazing quality that you can You can pretty much do your whole eye look with one matte and one shimmer because the matte blends really well, really fast. I love it. Now I'm gonna grab my Refer 13. Let's go with the pink one, which is the shade Pink Paradise. I love this name. And I wanna print this color a little bit over the purple and bringing it to the middle of my imaginary crease. Again, bringing the same color closer to my lower lash line. Can you see how the two colors, they pretty much blend by themselves together? I don't really need to do a lot of back and forth. I still want to do some back and forth just to, you know, just to make sure that everything is nice and blended. But with Ensley Reign mattes, it's pretty easy to don't do this, you know. I want to grab my Sigma E42, which is this really pointed crease brush. I'm gonna grab the shade, the shade Flourish here. And I will start by playing with this color in the inner part of my crease. And I'm going a little bit over the pink shade here, just to make sure that everything is nice and blend. What I love is that this shade, it's actually showing up on my skin tone. I pretty much want to keep this orange shade only in this area here, just a little bit. Same color underneath my lower lash line, going in direction of the pink shade. Can you see again, they blend together really well, really fast. Now I'm gonna grab this really fat brush, which is the Refer 12. I wanna go with the yellow one. And I'm gonna place this color in the inner part of my crease. Like so. Definition of this color, even without a white base, it's amazing, amazing. Can you see, guys? So pretty. And I yet have to put the shimmers on, and I am already obsessed with this look. This is what I'm saying. A really good quality eyeshadow really makes you wanna use more of the outfit. Okay, I want to start in the inner part of my crease with this really small tiny bit brush. This one here, it's a really old BH Cosmetics one. I want to use the shade Buttercup Bliss in the inner part of my eyelid. I will just use it a little bit wet, just to, you know, make sure that the shadow will actually stick to my eyelid and not having too much fallout. Do I actually have to say something? I don't think I have to. I think you are already seeing the magic happen without me even trying too hard to make this eyeshadow look amazing, because I don't have to. I want to put the shade Nectar, where is it? The shade Nectar all over my lid, but here in the outer part I want to use this multi-chrome neutral shade just in the outer part, just to bring me a little bit more of a oomph. I want to use this brush here. This one, it's a brush that came in the same set as the one that I used to my inner corner. So we're gonna grab the shade Fairy Flutter here. This shadow, it's really soft, so I am kind of worried. But I want to put this color just in the outer part of my eyelid. And of course, I took too little. I don't know how, but this eyeshadow looks amazing with your finger and with your brush too. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of glitter glue because I really wanted the center of my lid really to pop. It is here. With my finger, I will put the glitter glue just where my lid has nothing. I could use my finger, but I'm gonna use a sponge applicator. I'm pressing this color just to where I needed a little bit more coverage. Look at this shade, it's so pretty, it's embarrassing. I will use a little bit my finger too, because with the sponge I'm taking a lot of time. No one has time for this. Look at my finger, so pretty! I'm loving the way Nectar and Buttercup are mixing together. They are so pretty together. I'm kind of sad that summer is coming to an end because this eye look, it's so beautiful. I want to grab this brush here, which is a synthetic liner brush, but today I'm gonna grab the shade Dahlia Magic. Dahlia Magic. Ooh, too much. I wanna wet this color and I wanna use it really close to my lower lash line here. I wanna grab a yellow liner. This one is from NYX. It's the Epic Liner Cosmic Yellow, of course. I wanna put this color into my waterline. Okay, so now I'm gonna put tons of mascara, some lashes, and I'm gonna be right back to talk about my first impression, even though I feel that I gave you some spoiler during the tutorial, but see you in 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and this is the final look, and honestly, slay. So go a little bit far away, like, so we can talk a little bit about this amazing, fantastic, incredible palette by Ensley Reign. First of all, I need to tell you that I love the fact that Ensley Reign did this palette with only 12 pounds, because we can have a lot of fun with this 12 pounds. Even though the color story isn't perfect for me personally, but I do enjoy all the colors I use today so much, as I always do with Ensley Reign. Ensley Reign has become one of those brands that I reach out wherever I have to do something fast, because the shadows just blend by themselves, the shimmers are amazing. You know, with one shimmer I can do a whole look. My first impression is that's an actually really good palette for summer, or wherever you are just reaching out for a pop of something, you know, a pop of neon, a pop of pastel. This one here has it all. And this was my first impression. I will say really positive overall, really positive. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I'm using my Amazon lashes, and here in the inner part, I don't know if you can see, I just add a tiny bit of white eyeliner just to make my my inner corner pop a little bit more, because I have a really small eyes, and I feel that wherever I do a pop in my inner corner, just make my eyes look a little bit larger. But this was the end of the video. Let me know down below what you thought about this look, if you're gonna wear it. I will say that even though it's really bright and fun, to me it's still wearable, you know. I feel that wearable depends on you, on your lifestyle, depends on many things, on your insecurities, and yeah, but I want to know down below, is it a wearable for you or is not? By the way, see you in the next video. Bye bye.